All right, George P. Bush is running for Texas Attorney General against incumbent Attorney General Ken Paxton. If the name sounds familiar, it should, right? Bush is the son of former Florida Governor Jeb Bush and a member of the Bush dynasty. He was also the first member of the Bush family to break away and come out and support former President Donald Trump. George joins us now. Good to see you on the show, sir.
Good to see you, too. It was great having you in the Woodlands for your book release.
It was good to see you down there. That's right. It's always good to be down there. I got a new one out, so I'll come back down. How's that?
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to host you.
Thank you. All right, you are the current land commissioner. By all accounts, done a great job doing that. What has Ken Paxton done or not done that warrants a primary? Because as you know, you come from a political family. It's not normal to primary an incumbent.
It isn't, but as the top law enforcement official for the state of Texas, we need a top cop that's above reproach. And Texans for too long have had their top cop under securities fraud indictment and is out on criminal bond. And right now under FBI investigation involving allegations involving bribery and corruption. And so starting last November, my wife and I started praying about this and sensing that we needed to offer something different here in our state. These aren't Texas values. We need conservatives that are actually going to win in the courthouse. We've had two consecutive big generational cases that we've lost at the Texas Supreme Court involving Obamacare and also the election lawsuit that President Trump pursued. And so we need more victories in the courthouse. Texans, as you know, Sean, don't like losing.
That's true.
George, as Sean mentioned, you are the prominent member of the Bush family who has been supportive of former President Trump. And in return, he's been complimentary of you. However, you didn't get his endorsement for the Attorney General. Was that a disappointment at all for you?
Absolutely, Lindsay. I mean, I've remained a supporter of his. I love his ideas. They've been great for the state of Texas. It feels like it's a 180 degree in less than 250 days of the Biden-Harris, especially as it related to your earlier segment on border security. But I think in time, Texans are going to focus on the kitchen table issues that they expect out of their top law enforcement official, and they'll see that I'm successfully prosecuting America First policies. In my capacity as land commissioner, I've already brought a lawsuit against the Biden administration to get him to get off his rear end and spend the $5 billion that was appropriated during the Trump days to complete 750 miles of wall. And so Texans are going to look for action rather than rhetoric, and that's how they're going to make an assessment in this race.
You know, it's interesting going off of what Lindsay just asked. Last week, we saw this special election in Texas that was really interesting. Jake Ellzey didn't have the support of President Trump, but he did have the support of Governor Abbott, Congressman Dan Crenshaw, Marcus Luttrell, all big name Texans. I mean, it was really interesting to me. So is your strategy sort of to really focus on the Texas support?
Absolutely. You know, and as you mentioned in your earlier segment, border security is our number one issue. I would argue by a factor of 5 to 1 over any other issue, particularly in an attorney general race. And my key endorsement was from the National Border Patrol Council. This is the honorable union that represents 19,000 Border Patrol officials that keep the watch every single day. But I'm a military veteran. Sean, you are a proud member of the U.S. Navy, and Jake was as well. Texans love their military veterans. I've brought that service as land commissioner serving Veterans Affairs. And I feel like in a similar role as Attorney General, I can back our blue. Here in Austin, we actually had a defund the police initiative that sought to strip over $150 million from $1 billion budget. We've seen homicide spike, narcotics prosecutions spike as well. We need better law enforcement in our state.
Before we let you go, George, if you are elected Attorney General, beyond what you've done suing for this border wall, how will you address this immigration crisis?
Well, I would continue to, I think under the National Impoundment Control Act of 1974, continue to bring the chase to the Biden administration and to Secretary Mayorkas to spend the money that was allocated, duly appropriated by a Congress. A law is a law. The Constitution is clear. There's a separation of powers, and President Biden has ignored that. I would also be in the courthouse on his slew of executive orders that have reversed the Trump policies that has created this magnet of illegal immigration, the largest surge in modern American history. And I would support Governor Abbott and what he's doing to kickstart a $250 million effort to construct the wall where the federal government is not. In fact, I've already pledged all state acreage in my capacity as land commissioner as part of that. So there's a lot we can do. Texas is doing its job, stepping up to the plate because the federal government ain't.
George P. Bush, thank you for coming on. Be safe on the campaign trail, and please check back in with us soon.
Roger that. God bless.
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.